One of the Flash's favorite things to do is track the multiverse, but he didn't tell the Justice League that. What he told them was that he only did it for the sake of their universe, because they never knew where their next enemy was gonna come from. But in reality, he just had so much fun seeing how differently him and his friends turned out in different timelines. But every once in a while, he would see some things that were quite concerning, which is probably why the Justice League continued to let him do it. And one day he discovered something that he knew he had to tell Superman and Batman. So he sped their way as fast as he possibly could, and after reaching their location, he expressed that he located Superman's missing sidekick, Boy Thunder, who had gotten lost in the multiverse a few months back. Superman was so relieved. He was devastated upon losing him, and the fact that he had been missing for so long kept him up at night, because he had promised that one day he would find him. But that wasn't the only thing that Barry saw. Boy Thunder was being influenced by a mysterious being, so it was crucial that they reach him as quickly as possible. So Bruce and Clark used Barry's cosmic treadmill to travel to the Earth where Boy Thunder was at, Earth 22. But upon getting there, they were given a glimpse of the future, a future that they knew they needed to avoid, because although they weren't sure what it was, clearly something terrible happened on this Earth, because there were thousands of gravestones with their fellow heroes' names written on them. Moments later, they were sent back to present day where they spotted this universe's Superman. Clark wanted to go talk to him, but Batman advised him not to because they weren't aware of how welcoming the heroes of this Earth were. So they made their way to a hero-themed restaurant to try and see if there were any major differences about the heroes of this place. And although there wasn't much, Superman did make one shocking discovery while using his X-ray vision to skim through the Justice League's casebook. No one on Earth 22 had ever heard of a multiverse. There wasn't any mention of it at all in the casebook. Something about this place was off, but they wouldn't be able to get to the bottom of it until later, because just minutes after making this discovery, Superman was able to locate Boy Thunder. But he didn't go by Boy Thunder anymore. He was all grown up now, and according to the villain he was facing, he went by Thunderman. But he wasn't the same. This wasn't the boy that Clark once knew. He was way more aggressive and almost killed his opponent. And at first he hadn't realized that Batman and Superman were his Batman and Superman, not Batman and Superman from Earth 22. And initially it seemed like he was so excited that they came back for him, that they finally found him after all this time. But then in a shocking twist, he picked up Clark by his throat, blasting him with an intense amount of energy and exclaiming that he had been waiting years for this moment. But sadly that's when this issue comes to an end, but if you want to see what happens next, let me know in the comments down below. While Thunderman tried choking Superman to death, it was clear that his motivation was that he felt like Superman abandoned him after getting lost in the multiverse. Superman tried defending himself and conveying that he'd never do such a thing, but Thunderman was unwilling to consider his words, annihilating him and Batman with a gigantic energy blast and then stating that they had no idea what they were in for in this world. Which might have been true, but Clark grew tired of being pushed around by him, so he struck him with an incredibly powerful blow. The impact was so great that Thunderman went flying into a nearby mountain, which is exactly where Clark wanted him, because fighting in an unpopulated location would remove the risk of hurting innocent civilians. But one risk that he never accounted for was being attacked by the Superman of this Earth, taking place just moments after. Clark went on to try and explain his position once again, but it was pointless. Earth 22 Superman, or as I will call him for the rest of the series, Kingdom Come Superman, wasn't having it. Because like I said in the last issue, no one on this Earth had ever heard of a multiverse, so he thought Prime Superman was some sort of alien or villain mimicking his powers, which is almost the same thing Kingdom Come Batman thought about Prime Bruce as well. But he thought he was either Clayface or a White Martian. So just like Clark before him, Bruce was attacked by his Earth 22 counterpart and forced into a gruesome battle with him. A battle that was so evenly matched that Kingdom Come Batman should have been able to realize that he was genuinely fighting another version of himself. But he was blinded, enraged by the thought of someone using his identity to hurt his friends. Moments later, the Nightwing of this Earth decided to interfere by using his version of a batarang to confine Bruce to a broken pillar. But Bruce wasn't willing to give up, demonstrating his resourcefulness by using Atom Master's illusion projector to cut his restraints, smash both of them into a wall of concrete, and then tie them up so he could try and explain why him and Superman were on this Earth. But before he could do so, Superman swiped him out of there because Thunderman was about to attack him. They would eventually wind up at Kent Farm, believing it was a safe place to decide what their next move was gonna be. Nevertheless, Clark's blood was boiling. How could Thunderman betray them, lie about them, and how could this Earth Superman be so careless and ignorant? The rage eventually got to him and he obliterated a nearby tree. Bruce tried to calm him down, but it wasn't gonna happen, because things got even worse moments later upon using his super hearing and vision to listen to Thunderman's conversation with the other Batman and Superman. Thunderman completely denied knowing who him and Bruce were, but that wasn't even the craziest part. The craziest part was when Gog showed up, because for some reason all of the heroes bowed down to him as if he was their ruler, but more so a tyrant, and they all apologized to him for not capturing Bruce and Clark. But that wasn't something he was worried about, because he was actually sending the entire Justice Brigade to go after them, which was an absolutely massive group of heroes. But sadly, that's where this issue comes to an end. But if you want to see what happens next, let me know in the comments down below.